welcome back. Today is going to be the start of something that I haven't done in a long time and partially have never done at all. And that is that I'm going to be binge reading an entire trilogy and I'm going to be vlogging my experience of it. I've never read any part of the series. I've never picked it up. I don't even really know that much about it, despite it being one of BookTube's most popular series of all time, especially of the last couple of years. And I'm kind of really excited to go into it, not really knowing what to expect because I literally have no expectations. I don't know what is going to happen when I start this series. So the trilogy I'm going to be tackling for this reading vlog is actually the Folk of the Air trilogy by Holly Black. Of course, the first book is The Cruel Prince, and then The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing. So all I really know about the series is that it follows a girl named Jude who, when she was a little girl, her parents were murdered and she is taken into the fairy realm by her older sister's father. He is a fairy, her sister is half fairy, she has a twin sister, and she and her twin sister are not fairy at all. They're 100% human, and they grow up living in the fairy world. And there she meets and interacts with Prince Cardan, who is apparently very cruel, and I don't really know much about it beyond that. So I'm really excited to get going on the series. My goal is to read this entire trilogy this weekend. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm very hopeful. I don't have any plans and nothing going on this weekend, so I feel like it is the perfect opportunity to just sit down and binge an entire series. I'm also going to try to read the novella. I think it goes between The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King, and I am going to be getting that one from my library. I think I can get the ebook or the audiobook from the library, so I'm gonna be doing that. But I'm really excited about this. I cannot wait to get started, and I really hope that I love it. I really think I'm going to, but I can't wait to find out. All right, so I am about to get started on The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, the first book in the Folk of the Air series. I don't know how often I'm going to be updating. I guess just whenever I have thoughts, feelings, predictions, emotions. I don't know. I'm going into this knowing little to nothing, and I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm really excited about finally jumping into this series. Okay, so we're 20 pages in, not very far, and we've just met The Cruel Prince. Jude and her sister are at a ball, I guess, and Cardan comes through and makes fun of somebody, and his friends are mean to her, and it's all very dramatic, but interesting, I guess. I mean, so far, I'm not far enough in to really judge the book, but I'm intrigued by the story and the characters. I'm really excited about actually being in this world and seeing what all the hype is about. Surprisingly, I've never been spoiled for this series, so I don't really know what's coming. I really don't know what to expect, honestly. I'm just along for the ride, and I can't wait to see where it takes me. I'm gonna knock this book out. Am I gonna stay up late tonight and read this? Oh no, absolutely not, because I got up early this morning and I am tired, but I'd like to get to at least page 100 before I go to sleep, and I'm on page 24 now, so I have a good little chunk of a book to read before I can go to sleep, so I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so my initial thoughts are that Cardan is the worst, and I'm really not sure how this series is going to redeem him. I'm afraid it's going to be one of those he was mean to me because he loved me kind of situations, which I don't know that I'm here for necessarily. He is very cruel to Jude for basically no reason. I don't understand. I mean, I'm sure at some point we're gonna get some more context for why he seems to hate her so much, but as far as I can tell, she hasn't really done anything to deserve it, so that'll be interesting as the book continues. Also, Jude really wants to enter this tournament because she wants to be a knight, and she has to have the permission of, I guess he's her stepfather, the man who killed her parents and took her and her sisters to fairy. He basically, he has to say, yeah, you can compete to become a knight, and he tells her no. And so the one thing that she's always dreamed of doing, and the one thing that she thought would give her a place in this kingdom has been taken away from her, so she's at a little bit of a loss right now. I got to page 47, so I'm still not really far enough in to make a judgment on the book, but so far I am really liking it. It is really compelling, the writing is good, and the chapters are really short, which keeps me reading, which is great. The only reason I'm gonna stop for the night is because I'm exhausted and I'm ready to go to sleep, but I'm gonna spend all day tomorrow reading this book and hopefully the second one, so I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I have no idea where this series is gonna go. Good morning, happy Saturday. I've been awake for a little while, and I have been reading a little bit. So I'm about like 20% into the book so far. So I haven't made a ton of progress this morning, but I have questions. So my main question is, why is Cardan so rude to Jude? Like, why is he so mean to her? Is it simply just because she's a human and he doesn't like the fact that she's a human? Or is there something else? Are we gonna find out? I really need to know, because at this point, it just seems like he is mean to her because he secretly likes her or something. I don't understand his motivations behind why he's so mean. And also, I don't really trust her sister, Taryn. I just feel like there's something very sketchy about her. She obviously wants to fit into Fairy just as much as Jude does. It's not like as outwardly obvious because Jude really wants to be a knight and everything, but Taryn will do anything to make these people happy. And so I'm afraid that that includes betraying her sister at some point. Anyway, I'm at the part where they've just had the summer tournament and she just like had like this big showdown with Cardan afterwards. And I'm sure that there's going to be some repercussions from that for whatever reason, but also one of his friends like hinted at the fact that he doesn't understand her and that's why he's so mean to her or something like that. He doesn't understand why she stands up to him so much or something. I don't know. It's very strange. There hasn't really been any kind of like introduction into what the like bad thing of the book is going to be, and obviously it's a series, so it's probably going to be something bad that's like spans the whole series, and I don't know what that's going to be yet. But I am at chapter 10. And I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna try to get to like about the 130 page mark before I do anything else. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock now and I am almost to the halfway point of this book. I really need to pick it up because my plan was to have this first book finished this morning, and now it's 3 o'clock and I'm not done, so I'm way behind where I need to be. Jude is now a spy for Prince Dane, who is one of Cardan's brothers. He is kind of like first in line, or like the heir apparent or whatever to the throne. Everyone believes that he is going to be the next king, and now she is spying for him. He's given her this like thing where she won't be enchanted by other fairies, but she can't tell anybody what's going on. And so it's like, I don't know, it's weird. He's definitely going to turn out to be a little more sinister than I think we initially are led to believe. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. Also, she found a piece of paper that Prince Cardan had left in one of his books that just has her name written over and over and over and over on it. So I'm thinking that's gonna be significant at some point. I'm gonna set this app for 2 hours and I'm not moving from this spot until the timer goes off. And maybe I will get a pretty good portion of this book read in the next 2 hours. We'll see. Okay, I'm about 60% in now. I'm at page 213, and Jude just killed someone. She killed one of Cardan's friends who has been torturing her all this time. She already like attacked him a little bit earlier in the book, and she got punished for it by Prince Dane, who she's, you know, spying for. And now she's like hid his body under her bed because he came and attacked her at night while she was in bed. This book is wild. I still cannot figure it out. I don't know what's gonna happen. My prediction is that somehow all of the siblings are going to die, and that's why Cardan is going to become king. I'm just sure of it. I just don't understand how he wouldn't be king, because the second book is called The Wicked King, and he, Cardan, is the cruel prince. So why wouldn't he also be the wicked king? I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm still invested. It's, you know, a little while later, and I did read a good chunk of this in the last couple of hours, so I'm going to continue, and I'm definitely going to finish this today. I'm right here, so I don't have very much left. I honestly cannot tell you what's about to happen in this book. I have no predictions at all, except for, you know, the ones I already made. I don't trust any of these characters. I don't think anybody is doing anything for the right reasons. Even Jude seems more of like maybe a bit of an anti-hero than a hero, because she desperately wants to prove that she can fit in to this world. I'm gonna get back to reading, and I will check in again when I know more. I finished part 1. I am not done with the book yet. I actually have to go help Cole cook dinner, so I'm not gonna be able to finish this right this second. My prediction was kind of sort of true in that something crazy was gonna happen, and a lot of the siblings were gonna die. All of them are dead except for Cardan and the oldest one, and things have just gone crazy. Jude's stepfather basically betrayed the brother that he was sworn to in support of the other one, and now a bunch of the siblings are dead. The king is dead, and nobody can find Cardan. So yeah, it's getting really intense. It's getting a lot more interesting. The first part of the book was a little bit slow just because not a lot was happening, but now that I can kind of see where the book is going to go, I'm much more invested. So I'm excited to continue on and finish this tonight. I will finish it, but I just can't right now. I have to go cook dinner, but it's getting really good. I'm really excited. I'm kind of sad that I have to go cook dinner because I just want to sit and keep reading. I'm not going to tell you what time it is because that's embarrassing, but I already took my contacts out, if that is any indication. So I'm close to the end. I have less than 100 pages left, and it was just revealed that the whole reason that Cardan was mean to Jude was because Jude and Taryn were dating the same boy, and Taryn knew and didn't tell Jude. And then I guess Cardan was being kind of like chivalrous a little bit, but also he was teasing her because she couldn't tell Jude that she was dating the same boy. And I don't know, it's very, very strange. I mean, I did tell you earlier that something was gonna be up with Taryn. She was gonna end up being like the worst. And I don't know that this necessarily makes her the worst, but Jude just like challenged her to a duel because she like basically like dishonored herself. Like it made Jude like seem dishonorable because they were dating the same boy or something. I really don't understand. Maybe it's just too late and I'm just not understanding. There's got to be more to it, right? Like something else is going to be revealed. Was he like defending Jude, like kind of standing up for her honor by being mean to her because he knew that they were dating the same boy? I don't understand. So I need more details. You know, the whole royal family basically just got slaughtered, and then Jude took Cardan prisoner. We've had a couple of interactions with him where he seems a little bit more, I don't want to say human, obviously, because he's a fae, but where he seems a little bit more normal, like he's not actually that mean. And we also seen some indications of him having like a very abusive and like traumatic childhood, like growing up experience. And so it almost, I think we're supposed to like feel sorry for him. And I do feel sorry for him if he, you know, if he had this like traumatic like childhood, if he's been abused by his family his whole life. I'm just not really sure that that justifies the way he's been treating Jude, and I'm not really sure if like Taryn like lying to Jude also justifies him being mean to them. I'm still thinking it's gonna turn into the whole I'm mean to you because I like you thing, and I'm not really about that. So I'm curious. Anyway, it's still really good. It's getting a lot better. I'm just like so sucked into the story, and I have to know what's gonna happen, and there's only like less than 100 pages left. So I'm gonna finish this at some point in the near future. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna try to finish it tonight. Can I do it? I don't know, we'll see. Oh my god, it was the I hate you because I love you thing, which is so annoying. It's really annoying because these characters are like in their late teens. That only happens with like 6-year-olds. Anyway, it's Sunday now and I am still not done. I ended up falling asleep like around 2 a.m. after reading for a while. I'm up to page 308. So I still have like 70 pages to go, and I'm gonna finish. I'm about to sit here and finish this book right now. Jude has Cardan as a prisoner, and basically she told him that if he answers all of her questions, she will like not kill him or whatever. And she asked him why he hated her so much, and he gave her all these answers, and then finally he was just like, I hate you because I think about you all the time and I want you and I hate it. And then she just kissed him for whatever reason. So I don't know, I guess I mean, we're like 80% into the book at this point, and there's just now like a hint of romance between the two of them. So I have no idea what's gonna happen in the rest of the series. I have no idea what's gonna happen in the rest of this book. A few chapters ago, it was just revealed that Jude's brother, Oak, the little brother that isn't really her brother, but you know, obviously they've been raised as this guy's kids. And anyway, Jude's brother is actually the son of Dane, who is the prince that was just killed, who was supposed to be the king. The father, the stepfather, whatever, I guess he has plans maybe to put the little boy on the throne and then rule in like his place until the little boy comes of age. My prediction is that somehow something's gonna happen and Cardan is going to be put on the throne instead. There's like a rule in this kingdom, or this world, that a relative, like an actual like blood relative, has to be the one to crown you. Like the crown won't accept a new king or queen unless a blood relative puts the crown on their head. So my prediction is that somehow the little boy is going to crown Cardan as the king. And I don't know if it's going to be like a voluntary thing, like Cardan's going to want it, or if it's going to end up being a big deal, like he's not gonna want it. Like, I don't know, there's gonna be something involved. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. I'm gonna sit here right now and I'm gonna finish this book, and then I'm gonna be done with The Cruel Prince. Okay, I finished The Cruel Prince on Sunday at noon. It has definitely been a wild ride and a little bit of a long one, but I ended up really liking this. It ended up ending kind of how I predicted. Cardan is on the throne. He was tricked into being on the throne. He is the king now, while Oak lives away from Fairy and grows up to become king one day. But Jude obviously like betrayed Cardan in the end, and something is gonna happen, and things are gonna probably be even more wild in the second book. I am so glad that I finally read this. It was really, really good, and I cannot wait to continue on with the series. I'm gonna start the second one this afternoon, but I am going to read the novella that goes between The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King. It's called The Lost Sister, I think. I have the audiobook of that one from my library, and then I'm gonna pick up The Wicked King in a little while and try to get as much of the series knocked out before the end of the day, and then I think this vlog will carry over into Monday, but that's okay. Okay, so my cheeks are a little red. It's a bit later. I read the entirety of the novella The Lost Sisters, which comes between The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King, and it's essentially just a letter from Taryn to Jude explaining like why she did what she did. I don't know that it really added much to the story overall, but it wasn't like the worst thing. I listened to the audiobook. It took like, I don't know, 45 minutes maybe to listen to the whole thing, and I mean, it was fine. It just kind of like lets you see into Taryn's motivations. I'm still not like a big fan of Taryn. Like, I still think that something's gonna happen with her. I think she's still a little squirrely or whatever. But anyway, so now I've started The Wicked King and I've read the first 20 pages, and there's absolutely no way I'm gonna finish this book tonight. So this vlog is going to definitely go on for a couple more days. So anyway, I'm gonna continue reading for now. I have to go charge my camera battery, and I will update again in a little bit when I have more to say, I guess. I don't really know. I'm gonna try to get a good chunk of this read tonight. Hello, happy Monday. I'm working from home today, but I went ahead and got ready because I'm going to film some videos this evening, at least one video, to make up for the fact that this vlog is not going up today like it was originally supposed to. So I've got all that sorted out. I still need to be clocked in for about 30 more minutes, but I don't really anticipate anything major happening in the last half hour. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read a little bit of The Wicked King. I am up to about 50 pages in, and I'm falling right back into the story. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to continue on. I'm definitely hoping to finish it tonight. I think that I think I can just like buckle down and like knock this whole book out this evening. We'll just have to wait and see. But something that I'm thinking about as I am reading this one, obviously the first book left off kind of, not really a cliffhanger, but you know, there's a very uncertain situation. Cardan is on the throne. He doesn't want to be. He's very angry with Jude, but there's some kind of connection there, and it's very obvious, like there's some kind of bond there. The reason that they put up with each other. And I know, as someone who is aware of where this series is going to go, not, you know, the specifics, but just knowing like what people say about the series, is that it's a romance. Obviously these two characters are going to fall in love, and I feel like they have some chemistry. There's obviously some tension there that hints that they already kind of have feelings for each other, despite the fact that they also kind of hate each other. And so I'm interested to see kind of that dynamic continue to play out. I think that things are definitely going to be interesting. Something else I have been noticing is that while Jude is this like super badass, kind of like almost an anti-hero character. I mean, she definitely is veering more into that anti-hero territory with some of her actions. She still very much cares for her family. She still very much like loves her sisters. She desperately wants to make amends with Taryn, and she still kind of craves Maddox's approval in a way. Like she wants to know that he respected the choice that she made, that he, you know, can admit that she bested him. And so I think that they are definitely going to play on that a little bit. I definitely think that at some point, the fact that she still has such strong ties to her family, or she still wants to have such strong ties to her family, is going to come back to bite her. I think that they are definitely going to use that. They're going to exploit that, and something is going to happen, and she is going to get betrayed by her family. I have been saying from the beginning that I don't trust Taryn, and I think that this is the way that she is going to backstab Jude in an even worse way than she did in the first book. Something is going to happen and Jude is going to get taken advantage of. At the end of the day, Jude is a good person, and despite the fact that she wants to be this very hard, badass, like takes no prisoners kind of character, that's not really her nature. I think that her nature is that at the end of the day, she is going to want the good for everyone. She is trying so desperately to keep her kingdom safe while she waits for her brother to come of age to take the throne. But I think that it's going to end up costing her along the way. I think somewhere along the line she's going to get betrayed, and it's going to be because she still has such deep feelings for her family. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her being an inherently good character. In fact, I like characters that are strong and independent, but also just are very inherently good and cannot always make the difficult choice to kill or whatever. I mean, she's got self-preservation, obviously, but she's not really so hard-hearted that she can look past everything. She is still, you know, deep down, she's still a good person. I'm very interested to see how it all plays out. I'm excited to watch her and Cardan hate each other but secretly love each other. I am excited to like see this story develop. I can't wait to finish this book and move on to book 3, because I just feel like the scope of this series is so grand that I have no idea exactly how the rest of the series is going to play out, and I think it's going to be a wild ride. So those are kind of my initial thoughts going into The Wicked King. I will definitely, you know, kind of come back to this at the end of the book and find out if I was right. I definitely think I'm going to be right in some aspects, but I'm interested to see how it all plays out. So I'm gonna go do all those things and I will check in a little bit. Oh man, okay, this vlog has definitely gotten away from me a little bit. I am still not finished with The Wicked King. I have about 70 pages left. I just finished book 1 today and I'm gonna read book 2 now. I think it'll only take me about an hour or so to read the last bit of this. I have so many thoughts about this book. I have not been updating this vlog nearly as much for the second book as I did for the first one, but I have so many thoughts. This took like what The Cruel Prince did and then leveled up by like 5. It's amazing what has happened so far that I haven't talked about. Okay, so first of all, Jude and Cardan have such chemistry. Like, their interactions are always just sparked with so much electricity and passion. They hate each other, but they also cannot stay away from each other, and they hate that they can't stay away from each other. So it's making all of their interactions just like so like charged. Everything about them together is just, oh, it's crazy. It's good. It's so good. They did have like one encounter. It wasn't like very explicit, but there was definitely like something happening. I don't know that they, you know, went all the way. I am 27 years old. I can say sex. I don't know that they actually had sex. I don't think they did. They definitely had something. They had like an encounter, and I don't know. It didn't really like describe it on page, but then there's been a couple of like moments where Jude is like flashback to things he said to her afterwards, and I'm just like, oh my god, these two people need to just get over themselves and just be together, because it's very obvious that they want each other, even though they hate that they want each other. They want each other bad. The first book, there was that connection there. There was definitely that chemistry, but this book is just exploring it on a whole nother level. And obviously this book picks up about 5 months after the end of the first book, so they've had 5 months of being around each other and just like letting this chemistry just like build up, and then finally it's kind of starting to spill over. So the point I'm at in the book right now, like the end of book 1, Taryn and Locke just got married. One of the Court of Shadows people turn on Jude, and she's now been captured by the Queen of the Undersea, and she is underwater. She's like down in the ocean now. I'm very interested to see how all that's going to play out. Like, how is she going to get back? What's going to happen? I can't wait. I feel like Cardan is going to do something crazy to like get her back, because while she's gone, he's going to realize just like how important she is to him. And oh man, I just hope that actually happens. I cannot wait to see the rest of this book play out. The first book was good, but this book is like excellent. Like, it's teetering into maybe the 5-star range, which I didn't ever think could be possible with the series. but it might just happen. Okay, I probably won't check in again until I finish the book. I already filmed this clip once, and then I watched some of the footage back and I realized I looked like a potato. So I went and washed my hair and now I'm back. Okay, so I can finally say that I finished The Wicked King today, and I really loved it. I really didn't vlog me reading this book. I think it was because I like started it in the middle of the week, or I like got more into it in the middle of the week when I was working, and I wasn't vlogging as consistently. So I didn't really give you like my thoughts throughout, but as I was finishing it today, I did take some notes in my phone so that when I came on here to talk to you about how I felt about this book, that I would have some notes. I'm not gonna like rehash like everything that happened in the last half of this book, because obviously like if you are this far into this vlog, then chances are you've already read the series. But yesterday when I left off vlogging, I had just read to like about the halfway point, or like part 2, where Jude had been captured by the undersea. She's now underwater, she's their captive, and pretty quickly after she gets taken, Cardan makes a deal to get her back. It's not really a political move on his part. He just needed her back because I mean, he loves her. He doesn't really, I don't know that he really realizes that just yet, but I mean, she's very important to him. He has definitely like grown into a very capable ruler. I mean, he's still under Jude's control, but he's figured out like how to be king, which is really interesting. I was interested to see like what was going to happen, like what the ramifications of that were going to be. Well, very quickly he gets poisoned by his brother, and Jude goes to get the antidote. As I suspected, Taryn is there to betray Jude all over again when she pretends to be Jude to get Cardan to agree to release half of the army into Maddox's control. Essentially, basically, he's defecting, he's going to go against the crown, and Taryn helps make this happen. Cardan and Jude kind of realize that they have to do something to protect the crown. Like they don't, obviously they don't want Maddox to be in control of the kingdom, and so they have a very honest conversation about what they need to do. And there's a very, I don't know, there's a very human moment where Cardan tells Jude that the reason that he's so cruel, or that he was so cruel, not only to her, but just to everybody in general, was because he felt very powerless in his situation. And being cruel to people made him feel powerful. He was raised in a household where his father didn't want him, his mother didn't really care to be a mom, and none of his siblings really like cared to have a younger brother, and the only way that he could get anybody's attention was to be awful to everyone. It's not really an excuse. Obviously, he was a bad person, and he admits that, but it is an explanation. And when he tells her that he's sorry, it seems very genuine, and you can tell that he not only is telling her this and being real with her because he loves her and he's realizing that he loves her, but because he's grown as a person, and he understands like that he wasn't necessarily always in the right, and now he has a reason to be doing the right thing. So it was just, I don't know, it was such a good character development, and the way that it all happened was so great, and it just made me, I don't know, it just made me so much more invested in these two people. And obviously, like I said, they have to figure out a way to protect the crown, and so they get married, which is wild. And so Jude is now the queen, the high queen of Elfhame. She releases him from his vow that he has to do whatever she says for a whole year. Well, then he quickly turns around and betrays her, which I was not surprised about. I definitely saw it coming because she betrayed him at the end of book 1. And so I knew that that was not going to go unchecked. I knew that at some point he was going to get revenge for that. I think that the reason that he did it was to protect her. I think that there's, I don't know, there's more to it than just him like getting revenge for his brother's death, because he didn't really care about his brother all that much. Full transparency, I have already started book 3, so I do know some of it. I don't know all of it yet because I'm about halfway through, and so there hasn't been like an honest conversation between them yet. But I do think that the reason that he exiled her was because he loves her. Ultimately, I think that there's a bigger move being made there than just like he's getting revenge, because as I've already mentioned, as I just previously mentioned, he's grown as a person, he's different, and he does love her. I don't think he's exiling her as a punishment. I think it's more for protection. Now, she doesn't understand that. I think she genuinely feels betrayed, and she kind of hates him right now, but at the end of the day, we all know that these two characters are endgame. So like I said, I have already started the third book and I'm about halfway. I just got to book 2 and I will be real honest, the first half of this book has been very boring. I've been reading it quickly, but I've been very bored about what's happening because the first half of the book, Jude has been in exile, obviously, and so she's been away from Cardan, and let's be real, their relationship is 90% of the reason I care about the series so much. They're dynamic. I just want to see them. I don't really care about the plot. I like the plot and I'm interested to see where the plot's going to go, but I just want to see Jude and Cardan together because that is what is important to me. The first half of the book has been a little bit slow just because she did spend the first few chapters in exile, and then Taryn shows up and says that she's killed Locke and she's basically like under questioning for his death, and so she needs Jude to pretend to be her, go back into the fairy world and sit through the questioning because Jude can't be glamored. She can't be like tricked into like implicating Taryn. So Jude agrees to do this, and so she shows up and immediately Cardan knows that it's Jude. He's not fooled by them pretending to be, or her pretending to be Taryn. And so he takes her to his chambers and he's going to privately question her or whatever. And he tells her that he knows it's her, and he indicates that he's written her letters, which she has never gotten. And then Maddox shows up and attacks the castle and takes Jude with him. He doesn't know that it's Jude. He thinks it's Taryn. But now, okay, so we had a very brief glimpse of them together, and then Jude has spent like the next 25% of the book in the tundra with Maddox and his army getting ready to like go to war with Elfhame, and because Maddox wants to be king. And I'm just like, I don't care about any of this. I mean, I care, but I don't care. I'm ready for Jude and Cardan to make up and be in love because we all know it's true. I'm at that part now. Like, she's just gotten back to the court and she saved him from an assassination attempt, and he has finally told everybody that they got married and that she is the queen. And so now we're gonna finally see them like actually confront all of what has happened, and I'm ready to find out. Like I said, I don't not care about the plot. Like, I do care about what's happening, but I'm just not as invested in the storyline as I am in the characters. I mean, this is a very typical YA fantasy romance. Obviously, like when they are first introduced in the first book, we all knew that Jude and Cardan were going to be endgame. Like, we know that that is going to happen. This is one of the most like skillfully done enemies to lovers relationships that I've ever read. They want each other so bad, and they are obviously very into each other, but they hate that they want each other. And so like reading this back and forth, like push and pull kind of relationship that they have, and you know, she betrays him, he betrays her, like, but at the end of the day, they have such chemistry. Like, reading about them, their interactions, everything about it, so delicious. Like, I am loving it. So I'm ready for them to get past all of their crap and finally admit that they love each other and just be married and be king and queen and defeat Maddox and just live happily ever after. Because we all know it's gonna happen. Like, obviously it's gonna happen, or at least I'm hoping it happens. Something crazy could happen. Holly Black could completely surprise me. I don't think so. I think that this is going to end in the best way. My plan is to sit here and finish this book right now. I'm gonna finish it tonight and I'm ready. I think it'll take me maybe like a couple hours to read the rest of this, but I've been flying through it, and now I'm getting to the part where I care more. Hopefully I'm getting to the part where I care more. So I am just so excited to complete this book. Excuse me, Cardan just turned into a snake? What? I honestly did not see that coming. Okay, wow. I guess that snake on the cover of the book makes a lot more sense now. Oh my god. And he also just admitted that he loves her. He told her he loves her and that his heart is hers. And then not 10 minutes later, he turned into a freaking snake. I'm so confused. What is gonna happen? What in the world? I'm guessing Jude is going to really come into her own as the queen, and she's going to fix the problem, and I'm guessing at some point Cardan is going to turn back into a human, a snake. I really did not see that coming. I finished and I ended up really liking this. I ended up really enjoying like the story arc. I liked where this final book went. I was so just drawn into these relationships, these characters. It's just all very dynamic, super interesting. And I really, really liked reading the series overall. I will say that this third and final book probably is the weakest of the trilogy. Everything was kind of wrapped up a little bit quickly. I liked how it all ended, and I'm very satisfied with the ending, but I almost wish that it would have been a little bit longer and we would have got to see a little bit more of some of the processes of how they got to like the decisions they made. In the end, Jude finds a way to break the curse, and she and Cardan are reunited, and then they are accepted by all of the fairies as the High King and Queen. So they're going to rule together. They had this really like beautiful reunion, and it was just really great. I just really loved them. They definitely are the highlight of the series. I don't know that this series would have been half as enjoyable if I wasn't just kind of obsessed with this romance from book 1 all the way to book 3. I loved it. And when Jude finally tells Cardan that she loves him, and she talks about like when her feelings first started developing and all these like special memories that they have together, even though there were times where they were not like each other's biggest fan, like even when they were hating each other, or even when they thought they had been betrayed by the other one, the feelings were still there. And so just watching this romance develop and just seeing like where they end up in this book, it was just beautiful, and I really loved it. So I guess that means that this is finally the end of this little reading vlog that I did. I had so much fun, even though it didn't really go exactly how I planned, even though it stretched on 4 days longer than I initially anticipated. I just loved like immersing myself completely in this world and just like getting so sucked into this story, these characters. I am really glad that I just like binged this whole series. I can see myself rereading these books in the future and just continuing to love the series so much. As far as like super enjoyable, like very readable, wonderful books, then this is a very solid series to pick up. I understand why people love it, and I'm so glad that I finally read it. If I had to decide, if I had to choose, I think The Wicked King would probably be my favorite in the series, or I don't have to think about it. I know the second book was definitely my favorite, and then The Cruel Prince, and then The Queen of Nothing. But I mean, this is probably like a solid 4-star series. Like, it's a really good series of books, and I'm just really glad that I finally read it. So that is it for this reading vlog. I did really have a good time reading the series, and it's something that I definitely want to try to do again in the future. Not necessarily with this series, obviously, but with other series, other trilogies. So if there's any series out there that you definitely want me to read, if you want to see me vlog for a weekend or a week, just reading one series, then let me know what they are, because I need to pick what my next bingeable series is going to be. I have no idea, but I definitely want to do this again at some point, and hopefully next time it'll go exactly how I want instead of derailing a little bit halfway through. Let me know down in the comments if you have read the Folk of the Air trilogy, or I'm assuming that if you've gotten this far into the vlog, then you probably have read the trilogy. So let me know what your thoughts and feelings about this series are. I'd really love to know which of the books are your favorite, which of the characters are your favorite, what is your favorite moment from the series. I just feel like it's going to consume me a little bit for the next couple of days just because I read all of it in such a short amount of time. I would be very interested to know what other people think of it. So let me know all your thoughts, feelings, love, hate, whatever, down in the comments. So I guess that's going to be it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again very soon.